Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, I stood frozen in front of the porch, my whole body trembling as I saw that strange figure. It was unusually tall, as if stretching to the sky. Its body was just a thick, slowly moving mist. There was no face, no eyes or nose, but I clearly felt it was looking straight at us. Its long, black fingers, like scorched branches, gently reached out as if to touch Emily. I screamed, trying to pull my sister inside, but Emily did not resist. She smiled innocently, her eyes sparkling in the moonlight, as if hypnotized. I shook her hard. Emily, don't go. But my voice was lost in the night, no different from a weak whisper compared to the cold air pouring in. The monster, or shadow, did not enter the house, just stood motionless at the threshold. That made me even more scared, because it was as if there was some law preventing it from passing. It only needed to extend its long hand, and Emily slowly walked forward, step by step, like a puppet being pulled by strings. I desperately held her tight, but some invisible force made my whole body stiffen. My mind was spinning, my ears were ringing with hundreds of whispers. Emily, Emily, ritual, ritual. The singing, crying tones mixed into a ghostly chorus, forcing me to let go. In a moment of despair, I remembered my grandmother's words. To stop the shadow, you must use fire. Fire is the only thing that scares it. I trembled, reached for the oil lamp placed in the corner of the room, and threw it in front of the door. The fire flared up, shining brightly in the middle of the night. The wind howled, the shadow retreated, its whole body shattered into swirling patches of mist. Emily collapsed to the ground, her eyes closed, as if she had just woken up from a dream. I hugged her, sobbing, but before my joy could be complete, I discovered something even more horrifying. On Emily's neck was a black mark, twisted like the symbol engraved on the amulets hanging on the porch. I was shocked. What did that mean? Had the strange ritual marked my sister, and the fire had only temporarily dispelled the shadow, but could not break the curse? I did not dare to sleep all night. I sat by Emily's bed, and my mother did not know because she had covered her ears and closed her eyes too. Pray in her own room. The next morning, when the weak sunlight shone through the crack in the door, Emily woke up as if nothing had happened. She only frowned, said she was tired, and did not remember anything about the night before. But the black twist was still there, imprinted like a cursed mark. I tried to tell my mother, but she shook her head in fear, telling me to be quiet. I could not tell. If the whole village knew that Emily was marked, they would personally take her into the forest to sacrifice to the gods. Do you want your sister to disappear right now? I was stunned, realizing that for so long, the disappearances were not only caused by the darkness, but also by the hands of the people in the village. In the following days, Emily gradually became strange. She often sat quietly looking towards the forest, sometimes smiling to herself, sometimes whispering unclear sentences. Once, I clearly heard her mumble, "Midnight, ritual, whisper, shadow will come." I panicked and shook her, but Emily just giggled. I was just dreaming, John. I knew it was not a dream. I felt like someone was gradually invading my sister's mind. The haunted whisper from that full moon night did not let Emily go, but only hid deep inside, waiting for the right moment. I decided to find out the truth. I remembered my grandmother's words that at the edge of the forest there was an old house, where the first rituals to pray for peace for the village took place. It was said to have been abandoned for decades, but perhaps the key to all secrets lies there. One afternoon, I invited Emily to play in the fields, then tried to ask around. But my sister suddenly smiled faintly, looked straight into my eyes. Her eyes darkened. "You don't need to go anywhere, John. At night, Shadow will come by himself." His voice did not sound like a child's, but like a deep echo from underground. I was stunned. The 8-year-old girl in front of me, was no longer completely Emily. That night, I decided to sneak out of the house and find the abandoned house in the woods. I knew that if I didn't hurry, that cursed ritual would completely swallow my sister. And what I discovered in that house was the beginning of a horrifying truth that the whole village had hidden for generations. If you want to know what's hidden in that abandoned house, please watch the next episode.